Hello everybody. My name is Beo-Wulf, and today I decided to start doing a reading of this story that I found on Wattpad. It's a My Little Pony fanfiction called Love is a Nightmare, I think. I remember reading this a few years back, and it was actually one hell of a ride. It's very compelling, so if you aren't a brony and you just happen to stumble upon this for some reason or another, I mean, God help your soul, but like, this is it's funny, and it's also depressing and a little intense too. And I'm gonna try and do some voices while I'm at it too, just to like immerse yourself, just to immerse you, the viewer, even more. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do that exactly, but this is gonna be I don't know why I'm fucking doing this. Alright. Let's get to it. There's a time when it seems as if that special somebody... Oh, right, they humanized the word, so it's not some pony. Great, cause that's actually annoying. Wasn't exactly falling for you as you hoped. Let me tell you, that's happened to me more than twice. It hurts to get your precious heart broken more than once. Sorry, I'm gonna mess up a few times, and I'm probably gonna make this a little more comedic than it should be. Right now you're probably wondering, who am I? Well, I'm here to put your question at ease. My name is Rainbow Dash. Why would you put a comma between is and then that comma is not needed. That's a typo. Yeah, I know. I sounded pretty cheesy in the last paragraph, but whatever. Yeah, I have to warn you, things about fan fictions, especially with brony fan fictions, well, I've only ever read brony fan fictions. I haven't read fan fictions or anything else because they're actually hilarious. Even the tense ones like this one. But they're full of bad grammar, horrible comma placements, and it's very funny when you notice the mess up. Now, I haven't used Wattpad in a while, so I don't know if it's scroll up to get to the chapter 1, because this is just the prologue, or if it's right. Oh, it's down. Okay. Beginnings and very happy endings. Wait, I actually can't remember if there's sex in this story. Ah, fuck. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go on anyway. Rainbow, come over here quick! Twilight Sparkle yelled out at me. I groaned and agitatedly swung my book bag. I'm gonna say backpack over my shoulder. Marching over to her in frustration, I kept thinking I actually got to see the Wonderbolts up close, for the first time ever. Nothing could ruin my happiness after seeing the world's most famous track runners. What? Can't you see I'm trying to get a chance at meeting the Wonderbolts? Oh. Twilight scowled at me. You're going to be late for your track meet. My mind went blank for a moment. The track meet! How could I forget one of the most important things in my life? You're in high school. How is this the most important? Oh my fucking god, whatever. Gosh darn it! Yeah, because saying god damn it would be very, like, weird. Like, what the fuck? I'll see you guys at the park after school. I promise. Bye! With that said, I quickly sprinted down the school hallways into the school's gymnasium. Bursting open the doors, I ended up face to face with the coach, who's staring at me with fury and rage. Again, bad comma placement. Burning deep inside his eyes. Oh, sorry, that... sorry. I'm sorry I was late, sir. It won't happen again, I swear. He didn't look too convinced at my promise. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this has happened more than once, Rainbow Dash. Listen, Dash, you've been late for the past 6 track meets this semester. Called it. I know, I just have a lot of school projects that I need to get done by the end of the week, and I've been too distracted lately. Okay, I mean, Wonderbolts. I don't care. You're off the team, Dash. Okay, yeah, I did try to say I don't care like Black Panther in Civil War, but still. It's one of the best lines in the movie. With that, my heart sank. I stared behind the coach and noticed that all my teammates were looking at me in shame. Get out of my gym, Dash. You're not worthy enough to even set foot on these grounds. Leave. He gestured at the open door behind me. Okay. A coach, I don't care how pissed off he is, he's not gonna fucking say that shit. At least not with the experiences I've had. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I probably should have had this as a disclaimer beforehand, but I cuss like a sailor, so if that bothers you, leave. You are not worthy enough to set foot in this channel, this video. I don't fucking know. Okay, I'm just being weird. I'm a weird guy, so fuck you. He gestured at the open door behind me if I hadn't already read that before. Looking back at the polished wooden flooring, I set my gaze on my teammates, which were all wearing matching blue and white jerseys. The youngest player in the team squeezed into the front row and ran towards the coach. Her orange hair was down to her shoulders, much like mine. Please, coach, Rainbow's the best player we got. Without her, we won't make it to the finals and race against the other team from Manhattan. They kept the spelling of the locations. Just set it in the real world with these... whatever. Get back with the others, Scootaloo. Yeah, I'm probably gonna change my voice for the coach a lot, but he doesn't appear a lot in this story, so this scene's actually pretty useless. The coach glared at Lil Scoots, then finally decided to push me out of the gym. Don't even think about coming back, Dash. He then slammed the door in front of me, and he began talking to the other teammates before they all ran outside. Probably saying some shit like, this is what's gonna happen if you do this shit to me again, motherfuckers. I was left alone, staring at the gym through the windows. My home. I had just gotten evicted. There was nothing I could do to get back in. Feeling drained of all emotion, oh, here comes the depression. I decided to get to lunch at last. Being with my friends was all I really needed to help cheer myself up. God, I forgot how depressing these fanfictions were. Last time I read this, I was in senior year of high school. That was about 2 to 3 years ago. Holy crap, that's not even that long ago. Walking inside the cafeteria, I realized how plain it actually looked. On 2 different sides of the white room were 8 blue and white booths. At the center of the cafeteria were 7 long rows of black tables. 7. I scanned the area and finally spotted my 4 best friends all sitting at our usual booth. Where's Rarity? I wondered. What the fuck kind of voice was that? Jesus Christ. That wasn't a question, never mind. Walking towards the group, I noticed Pinkie Pie quickly standing up and nearly knocking poor Fluttershy over. Oh, poor Fluttershy. Chuckling, I finally arrived at my destination. My final destination. And took a seat beside Pinkie. Rainbow! The fuck kind of voice was that? Okay. Rainbow, I thought you had a track meet. Oh, this ain't okay, this is Twilight. Rainbow, I thought you had a track meet. Twilight said, Twilight asked me. Not what the if there's a question mark, it's Twilight asked. Sorry, I may still have a bit of an accent. With concern in her voice, I sighed unhappily. And then I got depressed again. Then began playing with a plastic wrapper in front of my hands. Coach kicked me off the team. I heard gasps of shock coming from my friends. I lost my place for a second. Whoops. Yeah, don't be so dramatic about it. Coach is definitely gonna let me back in someday. I relaxed and placed my hands behind my head. Yeah, because this probably isn't the first time you've been kicked off the team, you depressing son of a bitch. I just felt like saying that. Twilight moved her dark purple and pink bangs away from her eyes. I almost read that as my eyes, and I'm like, wait, what? And sighed. I'm sorry to hear that, Rainbow Dash. It's all good. Applejack suddenly looked at me with her green eyes. Her blonde hair was down completely, which was actually a new look to her. It was gorgeous. Somewhat attractive. Rainbow, stop thinking like this. Applejack is your ex. Don't fall in love with her again. Oh God. I can only imagine how that would be like for me. My conscience spoke loudly to me, and I wondered if anyone else could actually hear what I was thinking. I mean, that's a little paranoid. Why am I talking? I looked away from Applejack's gaze and turned to look at Fluttershy, who looked depressed. Her light pink hair was a bit wavy at the tips, and I noticed her scribbling all over her orange notebook. She wore a pale green sweater with white skinny jeans and white and red Converse. And a chain. Wait, what? Turtleneck and chain. Wait, no, what? Ah, I forgot I forgot how the song went. That would have been great. Fuck! Yeah, but every time someone draws Fluttershy, as a human, they always give her like a fucking turtleneck of some color. I don't know what the connection is, but I'm not going to complain. I tuned out Pinkie Pie, who was busy talking up a storm. What else is new? And going on and on about how she nearly burned her own apartment down because she forgot about the cupcakes she was baking. You know, after reading this story and thinking about it now, that is so out of character for Pinkie Pie to do. Like, what the hell did she get distracted by? More baking? I highly doubt she almost burnt down her house because she forgot about some cupcakes that she was baking. That is highly doubtful. You need to draw up some profiles, girl. I tapped Fluttershy's hand and she immediately blushed. I resisted the urge to tease her. Yes, she squeaked a bit. Oh God, that was oh no. That was spot on. It sent shivers down my spine. Jesus fuck. Yeah, where's Rarity at? I noticed that she's not here? Fluttershy kept her eyes glued onto the sketch she just made of her spoiled pet rabbit Angel, that motherfucking piece of... Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, Rainbow Dash. She suddenly looked up at me. I was taken aback by her action, for she never really made eye contact when she was talking to someone. Seeing those blue-green eyes made my heart pound faster for some odd reason. It's alright, Flutters. I don't mind. I gave her a tiny, awkward anime-esque smile, and she blushed deeply again. I was suddenly aware that Applejack was watching. Fuck! Fluttershy looked down again in embarrassment. I cleared my throat and looked at Twilight. Hey, Twilight, do you know where Rarity's at? Twilight took a sip from her soda, then tapped her fingers against the table. I literally thought that she was drinking tea, like... fucking brain. This is what happens every time I read this. I've only read it once before. She got sick and drove herself back home. Applejack suddenly said aloud. So, how are you, Dash? I'm good, actually. I smiled nervously. I'm glad that you already got over the whole breakup thing. Okay, first off, if you're gonna bring that up, don't bring it up around friends and make it a completely awkward fucking table, because at that point, if sitcoms are to be trusted, everyone gets up and leaves and has some piss-poor excuse to leave you two alone because it's too goddamn fucking awkward. Like... Fuck! She began to well up in tears. No, I mean, she didn't really say how long ago she broke up with Applejack, so I'm not really gonna say much about this. I'm sorry, y'all. Pain filled the inside of my chest just as quickly as she left. Oh, so she did leave, okay. Applejack, wait! I jumped out of my seat and ran after her. I followed her through the crowded area and ended up running down the hallway after the farm girl. Huh. You guys come from all sorts of walks of life now, don't you? Sorry about the sniffling, by the way. My nose is really cold, and it's like... Sorry, I have to do this. 56 degrees, as you can see right there. No, do not dismiss that shit. Fuck you. I live in New England, so the winters are brutal up here. They're definitely not as brutal as Maine, I would assume, or Canada, or anywhere more north than Massachusetts. Yes, I live in Massachusetts. I said New England, didn't I? Sorry. Applejack, stop running, please, I pleaded as soon as I was only running a foot behind her. She continued to sob in sadness. Okay, at this point in my mind, she just, like, caught up to her, grabbed her, and, like, now they're, like, against the wall or something. A hand reached out and grabbed her. Okay. Yep, no, I basically just said that. I was not even looking at that. Okay. I remember this story a little better than I thought I did. She struggled to break free from my grasp and continued to let her tears escape freely. Without warning or hesitation, I quickly leaned in and pressed my lips against hers. Breakup rape? I don't fucking know. That's actually probably horrible of me to say, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. That's my kind of humor. If you don't like it, walk away. Or click away, or... I don't fucking know. Just go away. Go away. Just go away. Nobody wants you here. Go the fuck away, motherfucker. I have a stand on this. Why am I... Okay. Applejack's crying soon came to a complete halt as she began to kiss me back. Now things get really steamy and, lesbian-y. I know that's not a word, and I was crapping on this person's grammar, but that was on purpose. She wrapped her arms around my neck and pulled me closer. All my worries and problems soon faded away as the kiss took over. I suddenly felt something softer and warmer against my lips. It took me only a few seconds to realize that it was her tongue! Why am I laughing so hard at that? What the fuck? See, now, you think that when you do something just really stupid that you won't laugh as hard, that you won't laugh super hard, and then you fucking do? That should be a meme. I have no doubt that it is a meme. Mimi. Who the fuck says Mimi? Get the if you say Mimi too, get the fuck out of here. No one says that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Pronounce it properly, motherfucker. Fucking 12-year-old piece of shit. I'm kidding. In case you're taking me seriously, I am kidding with my fucking insults, you piece of shit. I opened my mouth and allowed her tongue inside. Our tongues collided with one another gently, and I felt her fingers run through my hair slowly. She suddenly broke the kiss and nuzzled her face into my neck. I quickly wrapped my arms around her waist before she could even get away from me. And then I pulled her into the room. I pushed her through the door that she was just so happened to be leaning against. I ripped her clothes off, turned into a giant monster, and then I did some stuff. I don't. Okay. Moving on. I'm sorry. I whispered it into her ear softly. Oh, well, thanks for telling me that after. Oh, ear rape. Sorry. I'm sorry, I whispered it into her ear softly. I felt a tear or two come sliding down my neck as she sniffled. Okay, no, I actually needed a sniffle. Fuck you. She breathed. Breathed? Breathed. She breathed. Breathed. Fuck, now I'm blanking. Is breathed a fucking word? Fuck, I don't fucking know. Someone please fucking tell me if breathed is a word and if that's proper grammar, because if it's not, then what the fuck? Anyways, she breathed small warm breaths on my neck. The moment she started to sob. Why is there a comma there? Is that supposed to be? No, that's not supposed to be there. Get that thing, get that fucking comma, Karma? Wait, what did I say? Karma? Get that fucking comma out of the fucking sentence. That doesn't need to be there. The school bell rung out loudly and I refused to let Applejack go. Rainbow, I need to get to class now. You need to also. I pulled away and noticed her face was tear-stained. Her small freckles ran across the bridge of her nose. Oh, now you start pointing out fucking features, you piece of I'm kidding. I actually do love this author, but I am a little pissed off because she did try to make, like, 2 prequel stories to this that explain some shit that you're gonna run into, like, during this reading, and you're gonna be really fucking confused. You, the listener. And it's gonna be under fucking standable because, like... yeah, she did... Long story short, she never completed either of the, prequel stories. And it was kind of sad, actually, because they were really good prequels. They really... Or they were starting to. At least one of them was. In any case. Sighing, I quickly kissed her lips one last time before she disappeared down the crowded hallway. Why is that comma there? The comma after sighing, yes, that's needed. Sorry, I have a dog and she makes a lot of fucking noise. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Bojangles over there can't, like, sit still. She's a golden retriever about... I want to say 8. She may be 10. Honestly, we don't know and have no way of knowing. But that's a different story. I'm not reading that one to you. Last time Freeze disappeared back on the ground. I pressed my back against the wall and began to slide down until I was sitting on the floor. Pretty sure you just got back together with your ex. Why would you do that? Was my question. I mean, here's the thing. She got back together with Applejack, and obviously they just recently broke up, because the feelings are still strong for both of them. And she's going through a certain phase, post-breakup, where she starts to feel all these emotions every time she looks at her ex, and all this other stuff, and it's like, this happens to everybody when they break up with their ex. So my question here is, why didn't you think first? First off, let her run down the hallway crying, let her find a private spot, let her be alone, and really think about your situation logically, and don't let your emotions rule your mind, because everybody has these thoughts and feelings after a breakup, like, should I have broken up with them? Did I do the right thing? Just all these things, and I know because I just recently went through it. I tried to remain friends with my ex, but shit happened. I'll talk about that some other time. Well, I don't think I'll talk about it. That's private. That's between me and my ex, who is insane. But you're not thinking clearly. at this stage because you just recently broke up with this person that you obviously had a lot of history with. You just broke up with them. You're not thinking logically because this is the stage everyone goes through, as I have said before, about 3 times before now. Really just, if you need the time away from this person, I don't know what to do considering all of your friends are friends with her. You're still friends with her, which is pretty bold. I mean, that can work in certain cases, but in most cases it often doesn't. I just experienced that myself. Same person. I'm revealing a little too much. This mic is a little close to my face, but whatever. I know, because I went through these same emotions after I broke up with my ex. I looked at her, and every time I saw her, I'm like, did I do the right thing? I still feel this connection towards her. I still want to be with her. But at the same time, for me, I'm 20 years old. I don't want to spend my life. I don't want to put off what I want to do with my life for some person. For another person. Why should I? This is something that we realize as we get older. And I've learned from, and my mom has raised me rather well, actually, so I actually had this foresight even before I broke up with her. But at the time I wasn't so sure. Anyways, you're in high school. I get that. But let me put it to you this way. If you just kick back a second, pre-breakup, if you just kick back for a second, and you really go over your mind why you broke up with this person, what things have changed, what things have stayed the same, and think, what is it you want to do with your life now that you are single again? And this does still tie back into number 1, which was, why did you break up with this person? There must have been something pretty big that you couldn't get around that made you break up with this person in the first place. Think about that. Continue to think about that and think on it. Could you have maybe overlooked it? Maybe. Maybe not. Some things are bigger to some people than they are to most others. And that's okay. And even if the other person doesn't understand, so what? Your life isn't theirs. Their life isn't yours. Their opinion of you should not matter. The only person whose opinion should matter is your own. So, if this thing is the main reason, or even if there are a few reasons as to why you broke up with this person, this has turned into a rant. I do this a lot, and I'm sorry, but I need to finish this thought. Even for the few reasons, if these reasons were enough for you to break up with this person beforehand, then think about those and think, okay, which issues could I have overlooked? Which issues can I not overlook? Really, really think about that. Like, really think about that. Because those are the things that define what you will stand for and what you will not stand for. And don't be ashamed that you couldn't let just one, even the tiniest thing go. Do not be ashamed that you couldn't let that go. I mean, yeah, there are some small things that you probably should let go, like, let's say, she said something about something you like, yeah, I'm not really into it, it's just really gross to me. that goes along the lines of something that you should be able to let go. That's a tiny thing, because it's like, not everyone's gonna like something that you like, and hell, not even your other half is gonna like everything you like sometimes. It's just the way it goes. But don't be ashamed, but don't, what's the word? Don't feel like you're asking too much don't feel like you have to lower your standards for somebody else. Do not, I repeat, do not lower your standards for somebody. Ever. That is the worst, probably the worst thing you can do to yourself. And if there are things that you have planned out in your life that you can't do because you're in a relationship with somebody, but you really, 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 really want to do them, then maybe it's not worth being in a relationship with them. That's ultimately what ended up happening with my relationship. Of course, other things happened after I broke up with her that just... Anyway, back to the story. So, yeah, I realize that these two are in high school, so their emotions are still developing, and they're women, so they feel emotions even, like, worse than men do. Because they may have already gone through, or are still going through, puberty at this point. And puberty for women, let me tell you, is a bitch. I have no personal experience with this, because I was not a woman at one point. I am not transgendered. I am a man. I'm gender fluid. I'm bisexual. And I really love femboys and masculine women. But that's no joke either. I'm a little gay, even when I'm straight. But the hormones that these two are feeling must be fucking, like, horrible. Because men, let's be honest, we do not know the pain and torture a woman has to go through with their emotions, especially when they're on a period. We don't know what they're going through. And puberty is, like, worse for them, because beforehand they were like, oh yay, everything is nice and sunny and shiny and I feel great. And then puberty hits them and they're like, oh, what are these sudden emotions? What the fuck is going on with my body right now? What's with all this fucking hair? I thought women had less of it than men did. Let me tell you, men have a lot of hair, especially if their ancestry is from fucking Norway. I know this because I have Norwegian, Swedish, and regrettably Danish ancestry. Why do I say regrettably Danish? Because last time I checked, the Swedish hate the Danes, and I identify a lot with my Swedish ancestry. Though I wouldn't be able to tell you any specifics about my Swedish ancestry, but I am very proud of my Viking ancestry. Hence why my username is Beo-Wulf. Any case, yeah, women go through a ton of changes in their body, more so than men do, and honestly, if you think a woman is being a little too emotional, suck it up, dude, because this is something all women have to go through. They can't control they have a much harder time controlling their emotions because of all the hormones going through their body than men do, because men don't have as much hormones going through them as women do. Maybe not hormones, maybe... Okay, women have to go through a lot of changes for the rest of their life until they hit menopause, I think. Yeah, I think menopause, and I think they hit menopause at some time in their 40s, or even sometimes it's like pre-menopause, I don't know. But guys, settle the fuck down, okay? Like, I'm saying like a lot, aren't I? Anyway, I'm ranting again. Fuck. I'm either gonna cut this out or keep this in or put this as like a blue something at like the end of the video or whatever. I don't know. I'll let you all know. Anyways. Onward with the story, by the way, in case you've forgotten. Let me recap. So, we went through the prologue, which was really weird. I wouldn't say cheesy, but just really, like, badly put together. Obviously this is this person's, it's not their first draft, and it's definitely not their second. It may be even, like, their third attempt to finish the story, but there's still a little bit of editing errors that they should get in, but I'm not volunteering to be their editor because I would be a horrible editor. I can point out a few like grammatical mistakes, but I can't point out much else. So horrible grammar, commas in the wrong spots. Rainbow Dash and Applejack broke up fairly recently, from what I can gather. Rainbow Dash got kicked off the team. I thought Twilight was British for a second. Fluttershy is Bay, apparently, in this story, and Rainbow Dash is full of fucking up. So let's continue from there. Rainbow Dash has pinned herself against the wall. She is now sitting down on the floor after having kissed her ex Applejack on the lips, mistakenly, as I had just ranted about. And continuing on from there. Rainbow Dash, there you are! We were looking all over for you. Twilight's voice spoke up loudly. I turned to face her and saw Fluttershy behind her. Bay! What the hell was that? Holding my backpack in her hands. What happened to Applejack? I almost read that in a Fluttershy voice. Hearing the voice of my once special somebody made me turn my attention to the floor in sadness. Hearing the voice? You mean hearing the name, I think you mean. She just left to go to class right now. My eyes closed tightly. I don't want Applejack to leave. She was the only girl in this entire school that actually mattered to me. Just knowing that she wasn't by my side right now kills me. Here, you left us behind. Fluttershy stepped in front of Twilight shyly and held up my black backpack. Random buttons were pinned onto the flap of the bag, and I noticed my name written in blue on some white duct tape, which was taped diagonally at the bottom of the bag. See, now that's exactly what I pictured, because Rainbow Dash is a fucking 90s chick in the millennium. And that's not a bad thing, because the 90s were pretty good. I mean, they were pretty good, they were pretty bad. They had, well, alright, let me put it this way. The 90s had some pretty kick-ass fucking music. Then the early 2000s had some okay music. And it all went downhill from there. Man, you really are obsessed with the school colors, Rainbow, a thought said to me. Yes. Alright, and the reason I said yes is because I read that in a Rainbow Dash voice without knowing that it was Rainbow Dash. I shook my head and reached out to grab it. Fluttershy looked down at the floor and walked off. I stared at Twilight confusingly. What's up with Fluttershy these past couple of days? Twilight gave me a disapproving look. Rainbow, where have you been? Fluttershy's pet bunny passed away a week ago. Oh shit, I actually forgot about that one. I looked at her with wide eyes. Well, that explains the sketch of Angel she was drawing at the cafeteria. Yeah, he probably had too many fucking carrots, that fucking spoiled son of a bitch. I don't know what that evil laugh was about. Oh, I didn't know. My voice trailed off. The second bell rang. Ah, yes, I remember the "Hey, class is over" bell. It's time to go to your lockers while you have the time before the second bell rings. And the second bell is like, hey, fucking warning, you piece of shit, get to class. Because after this next bell, you're fucking late, you piece of shit. Hearing this noise made Twilight leap up in terror. What? What's wrong? I'm late to class, Rainbow Dash. Ugh. I couldn't help but laugh at Twilight's ways. Ha 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 ha. She was always the perfect teenager, getting good grades and all. My eyes followed Twilight as she began to sprint to a second hallway. See, now, when I read Perfect Teenager, I was thinking, like, those typical high school teenagers that throw parties and shit. Obviously, that's not the perfect teenager. That's just the perfect media-inspired teenager thing to do. Any case, the once talkative school corridor fell completely silent as the last door closed shut. I'm surprised that the school day was nearly over. Oh, really? It's already nearly fucking over, and you've had, like, what, 0 classes, you lucky son of a mother... Right now was 6th period, which means I have gym right now. I lazily stood up and placed the strap of my backpack over my right shoulder and began to walk towards the gymnasium. I stopped dead in my tracks when I quickly remembered what the coach told me. Yeah, because your coach overreacts. Obviously, you should report him to people. Just go in. The coach is still at the track meet. Besides, you can just practice your timing and running, since no one else is there. Yeah, that's a small taste of my Emperor Palpatine voice. That was more of a whispery kind of Palpatine thing. Sidious, or whatever you want to call him. I immediately thought about it. The hell with Coach. I'm going in, I said under my breath. Fucking tell me this shit! And walked into the gym. I was suddenly not in the mood to practice, so I just sat down on the bleachers instead. The Stallions. The name of the school's football team was... Okay. Printed, and I thought it was going to be like some sort of, like profile or something. Large black letters on the enormous white walls at the opposite side from where I was sitting. Next to the team name was another, for the track team. The Main Runners. Really, the Main Runners. Couldn't have been the Hoof Stompers or something, right? No. That would have sounded a little more badass. The Hoof Stompers sounds like they're like actual horses running into battle. Victory or Valhalla. I grinned sadly, for I was going to miss all the times I won every track meet. I bet you lost a couple of them. I bet you lost a couple of them. I fucking bet you lost a couple of them, you piece of shit. Fucking arrogant mother... Actually, it's funny. Rainbow Dash's arrogance in this story is... lost. Like, she has no arrogance in this story. It's like she's an edgy, depressed teen going through, like, high school. But, like I said earlier, hormones. They're worse for women than they are for men. Because they have a lot more going on with their body than men do. I suddenly remembered that the coach hadn't revoked the team's jersey he had given me when I first joined back in the 9th grade. What grade are you in, junior year? I could easily get inside the locker room and take it with me. Grabbing the strap of my bag, I ran down the steps, and ended up in front of the metallic-colored door that led to the locker room. Yeah, I know, I probably sang that horribly, but I don't give a shit. I wasn't fucking trying to sing it like fucking flock of seagulls in their flawless ass hair, god damn it. To my luck, the door was unlocked. I stepped inside and scoped the room, until I finally spotted my lock. Scoped the room. Okay, apparently she's military now. I don't know. I opened the combination lock, and pulled the steel white locker open. I peeked in and noticed that only one item was still in there. Oh, thanks, Celestia! Isn't that your principal? Wait, how the fuck did I fucking read that? Okay, hold up. It just processed in my head how... Sorry? Sorry, it's currently, you probably saw the time earlier, but I fucking realized that I read that like some neck-bearded motherfucker, and I will admit I have not shaved in the past few weeks, so I probably have a bit of a neck beard going on right now, but mine actually looks good compared to most people's. Like, you can barely tell that I don't shave in the neck area where I should be shaving. Anyways. Oh, thanks, Celestia. You fucking weeb. My fingers wrapped around the edges of the white tank top and I held it in the air. The Main Runners was printed on the front in bold black lettering. Turning the clothing around, that's actually spelled right. The number 1 was printed at the back of... Oh, you arrogant son of a motherfucker. You just had to boost her fucking ego, didn't you? It was white with a black outline. Well, white and black actually go pretty well together, but I think a little too much white is a little too much. Then again, I like darker colors. The name Dash was colored blue. That's kind of out of place. I mean, if the tank top is mostly white with a black outline, I'm pretty sure her name would be printed out in black in real life. Like, there's no customization of name colors in jerseys in real life on any team. Like, to be able to personally customize your jersey at all is, like, non-existent. Like, I don't know what kind of high school you went to, girl, but that's not possible. That really isn't. And was sitting above the gigantic number 1, because she's an arrogant, egotistical mother. Feeling a burst of nostalgia, I quickly stuffed the jersey and combination lock into my backpack and ran out of the room. Next chapter? Oh no. More. I'm glad you showed up with all the work. I thought you would still be at the barn. Pinkie Pie said, okay, I wasn't sure who this was, so I just read it in a normal voice or whatever. I didn't need to look to see who had just showed up. With the absence of Rarity, Pinkie was somehow able to keep everyone entertained. Why'd you bring up Rarity? That seems out of place. Anyway. Even Fluttershy, who was going through such a hard loss, now that I just learned of it, even though I probably should have known since like a week ago, was laughing with her bubbly girlfriend Pinkie. Oh, yeah, that's a popular pairing in the brony community. Pinkie and Flutters. Yeah, I've been a brony for about 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I was a little late to the party, but I stopped watching quite a while ago because I got bored. That and I just stopped watching. I just did. I don't know why. I always wondered what Pinkie Pie found in Fluttershy that was so attractive. The girl was shy in every possible way, but Pinkie somehow got her to open up. You'll figure out why I'm laughing later on, probably near the end of the story. Why, you'll figure it out. Come on, Flutters, let's get on the swings, Pinkie Pie said, standing up. Pinkie was wearing a neon pink, no shit, t-shirt with blue shorts and faded pink suspenders that were hung down. Wait, you mean like blue jean shorts? Because that's the only way that suspenders of any color, make, or model would look good. Because if it's just regular blue shorts, no. That looks weird. They have to be jeans. They gotta be jeans. I'm just gonna say she wore a neon pink t-shirt with jean shorts and faded pink suspenders that were hung down. She also wore bright knee-high striped socks that were yellow and blue. Wait a minute. I've seen that picture before on a Google search, you piece of shit. Couldn't come up with an original fucking costume. I mean this all in fun, if the author ever fucking watches this. I'd be surprised if she did actually find this and started to, like... I'd be surprised if she was watching this at all. Let's just put it that way. Fluttershy, obviously, hesitated at the offer, then slowly stood up. Pinkie Pie instantly locked hands with Fluttershy, who blushed deeply at the action. The pair then walked together. I noticed Pinkie carrying Flutters onto one of the swings. Carrying! Well, we all know Pinkie to be kind of limitless in her strength, to be honest. Like, she just has the power of comedy at her disposal, so it's like, fuck. I chuckled at the sight and focused my attention on Twilight. She wore a violet ruffled skirt with a white top. Not at all what I was picturing, but okay. The striped red and dark red tie she wore went perfect with the outfit. Red and dark red. I don't know. I'm gonna go get Spike. He's been begging to spend some time with all of us. Twilight laughed. Ha ha ha! And began to walk towards the parking lot. The moment she got inside her white Ultima... Okay. Whatever. I actually forget what an Ultima looks like, so I'm just picturing, like, a fucking Camry. And I know what a Camry looks like. Applejack sat beside me and planted a small kiss on my cheek. I sat there unsure of how to react. Yeah, I'd be a little confused too. Although I also wouldn't be confused considering that in this story I'm reading from the perspective of the person who actually was the one who put the kiss on her before originally. I thought we were over. My heart broke all over again. I thought you broke up with her. And you're the one who kind of made it unclear before. Okay, now this is confusing me. I'm getting confused and intrigued all over again. The only thing missing is the activity in my crotch area. That's about fucking it. It was senior year when I originally read this. I was bored, it was winter, I had nothing to do at home. You know, I don't need to justify myself to you people. Broke all over again just by saying that last word. Applejack shifted uncomfortably next to me. Oh, she didn't move uncomfortably close, she was uncomfortable. I quickly looked at her and noticed she looked hurt by my choice of words. If you want to know how I feel about this entire thing, go back to my rant from a few minutes ago. I'm sorry, Applejack. I was just wondering. By now my brain had completely shut off. I didn't know what else to say to her. You could probably start by apologizing for that kiss, maybe saying it didn't mean anything, because your lack of not saying that basically points to you actually meaning that you wanted to kiss her, that you want to get back together. If that's the case, then, well, fucking say it. Or if you don't, then fucking apologize and say it didn't mean anything, so you're not sending mixed signals by the time she kisses you again. And you both will spare yourselves, like, fucking heartbreak, reopened wounds, and other... I'm just gonna stop. Well, I really do miss you, Rainbow. Oh, that's right. Will you go out with me again? The words left my mouth and it felt dry for some reason. I blushed hard just by seeing the reaction on her face. I get it if you don't want to date me again. Rainbow Dash! What in tarnation made you think like that, I would say, huh, would be a perfect thing there. Applejack looked at me hard in the eye, but loosened up. No, I have no activity right now. Dash, of course I'll date you again. Ever since you left, I've been left feeling all empty inside. The Peter Griffin laugh was literally just for fun. Her magnificent green eyes looked into mine deeply. I couldn't help but smile just knowing that I was with the girl of my dreams. As I started to get wet. No, I'm not going down that road. No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I don't want the hate. No, leave me alone. I've been feeling like that also. I just refused to even say I was sad or... You know. I began to pick at the green strands of grass that were in front of me. She nodded slowly, understanding that I didn't like sharing my emotions with anyone. Probably good that I said you know the way that I did. I'm very proud of myself. Oh, we're nearing the end of the chapter. I'm either going to stop the recording here and start editing the video and do this in parts, or I'm going to read the entire thing. If I read the entire thing, it's going to take me an entire night. Honestly, I'm having quite a bit of fun with this, surprisingly. If I do decide to end the video, then I'm going to find a app on the App Store that allows me to have a face cam simultaneously with this screen capture app so that I can fucking use it. Oh, excuse me. So I'm gonna read this and then I'll get into it. We fell into a deep silence until we heard some laughter coming from someplace else. Gee, I wonder where. Applejack and I turned to look at the source. We ended up seeing Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy curled up together, kissing. Applejack and I laughed quietly, and then looked down at the ground. Come here. I pulled Applejack onto my lap. Okay, see now, in my mind, Rainbow Dash is skinny from all the running that she does, and that's how she's able to run super fast, and Applejack's like a really tough, semi-muscular girl. So, it's kind of weird. It's kind of, well, not weird, but it's kind of, interesting, I guess is a safe word to use. What's the safe word? What's the safe word? You're supposed to memorize this. I'm not stopping you, piece of shit. Anyway, interesting is a safe word to use, because usually the muscular one is the one who takes charge and is dominant, not the really skinny, frail-looking one. Onto my lap and wrapped my arms around her. Before I could do anything else, she quickly kissed me. It was a long, passionate kiss of a kiss that made my heart pound. A kiss that made a whole flock of butterflies enter my stomach. I shut my eyes tightly and thought of nothing. Nothing except her. Alright guys, that's chapter 1 and the prologue of, and my rant of, love is confusing. Life is weird. Love is complicated. Shit, wait. Fuck, what's the name of the story again? No, don't you do this to me. Don't you... There... Love is a Nightmare. Not at all what I was expecting title to be. Though it's been in my library for 4 years, so I should probably know this. Anyways, that's the prologue, chapter 1, and a special rant by me. If you found the rant helpful, let me know in the comment section below, or leave a comment if you want. I don't give a shit. Or leave a like, I mean, not a... I said, fucking redundancy. I need to get my goddamn brain checked. Fucking motherfuckers. In any case, yeah, I will joke around a fucking lot with this. I'm not even kidding you. I will joke around a fucking lot with this fucking thing. because this story actually is really, despite its grammatical errors in some places, this story is actually really, really good. Like, if you're this story and its sequel, I believe the sequel's called Time Bomb? No. The sequel's Death's Notice. So I highly, highly recommend that you go to this person's find this story, this fan fiction on there, leave them a like, maybe read it for yourself, because it is an amazing story. Even though it's a fan fiction and it's a brony oriented fan fiction, it is amazing. It kept me entertained in high school, between classes, between days, even when I didn't have anything to do, or when I was avoiding my chores and no one was saying anything, and I just kind of was like, all right, I'm just going to take advantage of this, like I am right now. I'm sorry if that was really loud, by the way. I just clapped. I have minor ADHD that I grew out of, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, so I can keep myself entertained. Buttocks. In any case, leave a like, leave a comment, share this with your friends, maybe your family. I don't care who you share this with, just as long as no one comes at me saying, "Wow, you're a really awkward person. You are a very fucking awkward person." But I don't have a face cam right now, so you don't know what I look like. Alright. I wish I had a face cam right now so you could see the many faces that I fucking make. I do hope to do some gaming stuff with this channel sometime down the road, maybe sometime in the future. But as I stand right now, my financial situation right now is very, very, very tight, very limited. I don't have a laptop, and once I do get a laptop, I'll be playing Skyrim and shit, and maybe some DayZ and other stuff like that. But I'm hoping to turn this into a gaming channel at some point in the near future. I just need the money, which I'm going to have this Thursday. I'm going to have money because I get paid every Thursday, which is great. And I work a job that pays $11 an hour, and I get to work for 12 hours a day. But it's not what you think. I work at a gas station as a full service attendant, and I don't get like customers. I don't get like a whole lot of stuff to do, really. So I'm mostly just on my phone, watching videos, listening to music, or screwing around. I love my job. I really do. I think it's an awesome job. It's an amazing job. You may hear me say that a lot on this channel, but anyways, guys, if I may end up recording another video tonight. This next video is probably going to be like some sort of gaming video that from an app on my phone. I do have a controller that I can use, so don't worry about that. Because there's this Doom port that I found on the Google Play Store that I really would like to play, and it looks fucking amazing. So I'm gonna try that out, see if I can't record that with another screen capture app, and or maybe I'll even try another app like Plague Inc. or something. I don't know. In any case, guys, yeah, peace out. Goodbye.